Hello, and welcome to Levity HR and Payroll's web series on preparing for the new UI conversion. I'm going to go over creating and customizing reports. It may not appear so, but just about every page inside of the system is treated as a report, meaning that you can tailor just about any grid in the system that looks somewhat similar to this to contain the information that you want it to have. So we're going to start off on our employee information page, which is a usual destination inside of the system. Try and trim up this default layout that we're greeted with here in our demo company into something that's a little bit more useful and informative. So to start off, we're going to trim out some of these columns and add in some new ones containing some data that we actually want to see. So in order to get that done, we're going to go over into this triple dot submenu over here on the side. And then from here, select Add and Remove Columns. Now, in this pop-up window that pops up, we're going to have two panels, and on the left-hand side is going to contain everything that's available for us to pull into this report, which, as you can see, is a pretty exhaustive list. And over here on the right-hand side is everything that's in our report already. So let's go through and kind of trim this up a little bit. So the employee ID and the badge ID are typically the same, so we only need one of those. We don't need to see if our employees are in payroll. It could be useful to see if they're locked, so we're going to keep that in there. So let's go ahead and remove those columns and see how our report looks already. So you can see those columns that were previously included are now gone. And if we wanted to add other ones in, say, for example, if we wanted to see our employees' hourly pay at a glance, let's add that in. Or their current employment status. If we click Apply, our new columns will now be present inside of our report. But there's still more to be done here, because as you can see up here, we have 98 employees, but we're only seeing 10, and we don't want to scroll through 10 pages to view everybody. So if we click on this page icon, or I guess word right here, we have the option to change how many rows show up on a page. So let's just drop that down to 200. Our report will reload, and we'll see everybody in here. All right, so now we're starting to get somewhere. But what if we have terminated employees that are showing up in this report? So now we can look at filters. So say we want to make sure that we only have active employees show up in this report. And let's say that we want to bring in another column real quick. That we can use to filter out who is an hourly versus a salaried employee. Now, there are two ways that we can do that. Is we can filter out just the one that we're looking for. And so now, in this column, we're only going to have employees' pay calculations profile that starts with hourly, which means that we're not going to have any salary employees included. Or we can leave that unfiltered and group the column. And now our employees will automatically be grouped by their contract type. So once we've got our report customized the way we like it, and we know that this is the way that we want it to look whenever we pull this page up in the system, we're going to want to save it and have it designated as our default version of this page. And the way that we're going to do that is by jumping into that same window that we were in before, over on that triple dot menu. We're going to click Save View As. In the pop-up, we're going to give our report a title. So for me, I'm just going to call this Default. And if I want this version of this page to always display, so whenever I pull up my employee information page, I want it to look like this. I'm going to click this My Default box, and then click Save. And now, whenever I load this page, it's going to look just the way we're seeing now. And if, for whatever reason, I wanted to export any report that I'm working on, you would also go into that same submenu and click the export option in there. And then the pop-up menu that displays, you can choose whichever file type you want your report exported as. And then when you click that button, it's just going to save it somewhere on your computer. And that's about it for reports. And as always, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to any staff member here on site. Your payroll technician, myself, anybody here would be thrilled to help you with this and bring you up to speed on how to take best advantage of this part of the system. So thanks for checking this video out and staying on top of new features. We believe that having employees should be easy, and nothing makes a task easier like being prepared. We appreciate your guys' diligence, and we'll continue to do all that we can to support all of you, our partners, in this upcoming transition. Thank you for your time.